Today we recreate this scene with the Feelworld SC6 field monitor. Hello, I hope you're well. If you are new to the channel, my name is Mamware. Welcome. Today we are going to recreate a scene from Stranger Things, something I've been doing on my channel, recreating scenes from TV series and films, but I'm gonna show you how I actually match my image with the original one by using an external monitor. Specifically, we're gonna use a Feelworld SC6. Stay tuned. All right, first of all, thanks to the brand to sponsor the video. The product I'm using today, the SC6, has a link in the description tab in case you want to go and check it out or purchase it. As you might imagine, we are facing a few issues in recreating this exact image. We're gonna go through those issues and we're gonna find a solution with the use of the monitor. Now, if I'm on my own and I don't have an external monitor, some of my cameras don't have a flip screen. So how can I see myself? There's no way. But with the SC6, I'm already overcoming that obstacle. That's my camera filming my monitor, matching with the Mac. Let's start with the first problem I'm facing when I do this type of videos on my own. Now, as I'm recording myself here, the image might look flipped compared to the original one. So I've got two solutions. One is to flip the image from the TV series or the original content, or to flip myself with the external monitor of my camera. If you have to do so, then we have the option right in the settings. We double tap on the monitor, we go to image flip, and then we turn it on. And now I'm actually flipped as in the small monitor of my camera, the FX3. But in this way, I'm facing a different direction compared to the original video, so it's harder for me to match the lighting as well. So I'm gonna turn it off, but I just wanted to show you the option because sometimes I do the other way around. I flip myself on the external monitor. The second problem I'm facing is the framing, as I mentioned, and the positioning of myself in the frame. To do that correctly, I'm going to set up the rule of thirds in Premiere Pro on the original image, and I can do the same here with the external monitor. So I make sure my head is in the same position as the actor. Also, I'm gonna place a marker in the middle of the frame that you can see already here. I show you how to do those things. Double tap again, we go to marker, we go grids, and we're gonna turn the grids on. Now here we can change the colors we want. I like the white because it doesn't bother. Usually the red is quite hard. You can choose whatever you want. And for the center marker, there you go, it's right here. You can turn it off and on, just to make sure you know where the center of the frame is. Now I've got the rule of thirds, great, but I mean, look at this, I'm in a wide angle, that's a headshot basically. So I need to find the right focal length, and I already know that one because I tested it out, but it's great to have the external monitor. Here I am at 70 millimeters more or less, and look at what happened to my face and to the grid as well, to the guides. Look at the actor's eye, the right eye is literally at the cross of these two lines, isn't it? And that's my position, same frame, and that's very easy to achieve, of course, with the guides. Next problem I could be facing is the focus. If you don't have great autofocus, as I have with my Sony FX3, then it's going to be tricky when you are on your own, and you can sort that out again with an external monitor, in particular with the peaking settings of the monitor. For that, we're going to check it out, and we are going to go in double tapping. We go to focus assist. Focus assist is off. We turn it on. And now you can see the picking. For example, here in my hair, you see the red. There you go. You see it. So that means I'm in focus. You can choose different colors. Look at my eyes as well. You got the red. That means, again, I'm spot on. And I'm going to turn it off because I want to show you other things at the moment. So I'm going to turn off actually everything because now I know where I am in the frame. I will double check this before acting, but for now and for the purpose of the tutorial, I'll show you other things. My next step is to make sure the exposure is correct. I have my projected image, which is exactly the same of the original image. I reproduced it. I need to make sure my body, my face is correctly exposed. To do so, I'm going to check that with the monitor again and compare it more or less with the original image, because in Premiere Pro we have the waveforms. The waveforms basically tell you where the highlights and the shadows of an image are and the correct exposure. And we're gonna turn them on even on our SC6. We simply go to Assist, Waveform, there you go, and we turn them on. Now, here we can choose RGB or the Y, which is the Luma. That's what I want. So exposure, I don't want to see the RGB at the moment. I just want to make sure my shadows are not clipping and so the highlights. Okay, so I just turn them on. You can see them there. And you can see the waveforms at the bottom now. Here, this is my waveform. Okay, you can see it. Ooh, so difficult to do this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, now, what is this thing? So the lower part of the waveforms are my shadows. I want to make sure they don't clip, they don't go too dark, okay? Because otherwise we're gonna lose the details there. There's no way we can recover those. The highest peaks here are the highlights. And this is my background. Even this is my background on this side of the image. So that's the background and that's the background. These are the highlights. Of course, they're going up. Nothing is clipping, which is great. Now, if I move my head, look at what happens there. Some of the waves are moving. That's literally my face. Okay, it can tell us it's correctly exposed. It's not clipping anywhere, but I can show you what happens if the light is too bright, for example. I'm gonna quickly change the settings here of the light. Okay, look at that. You can see the waves going up. Okay, it's overexposed and I'm burning it, and I'm losing the details again. There's the data. There's no way for me to recover those data. So I need to make sure my face is properly exposed. And now my waves match more or less the waves of the actor right there. And more or less also the waves are divided with lines. You see those lines? So I make sure that my exposure matches the one from Premiere Pro and the original image. The next step for me is to check the RGB, actually, more or less, how much red, green and blue is in the image itself. And I make sure that more or less that matches for my example. What I do is, as I've done in Premiere Pro, I'm going to take out these parameters, which is called histogram. And we go for RGB. And there you go, that's my Instagram right there. And you can see it also on my Premiere Pro. So literally that tells you guys how much red, green and blue is in our image. And as I check and compare, more or less I've got the same amount. So you can see the red is low right here. There's not much red in the image apart from this side of my face, which is more orange. The highest peaks are the green, either in my image or the original one. And then we got the blue, which is quite high as well, because we have a lot of teal, you know, that kind of background right there. So I'm happy with those as well. Key thing as well is I need to match more or less my Mac monitor profile with the camera's profile, or better, the picture profile I'm using as a LUT. Let's say as a LUT, because I'm filming in flat profile S-Log, but I want to actually see the final outcome. So those two monitors need to be similar. And in terms of profile, I'm using REC 709, basically. REC 709, either on the Mac monitor and as a LUT on my monitor, external monitor on the camera. It's basically a preset that transforms your image into a different look. And as I need to match it, I need to make sure these two profiles are similar. Okay, I was using it before, so now I'm in flat profile. That's what I would see without any LUT, but I'm going to select it. I double tap, go to the menu, go to user option, LUT, and turn this on. And now you can choose here different LUTs. The one I need is this one, System S-Log 3. And look at that. Wow, look at the contrast, saturation. It really gives me an idea of the final look. Now, of course, guys, keep in mind, nothing will be exactly the same. It's kind of impossible, but we can get very close. And what I'm trying to do is to achieve that match directly in camera as I'm filming. Of course, I will need some post-production and color grade, but I try to do as much as I can in camera. And that's how I recreate images with an external monitor. It's a lot of fun, especially playing with the lights. I recommend to go and check this monitor. I've been testing it and it looks great. It's very bright as well. I put down the link so you can check all the specs and the features. Go and check it out on the store. And if you purchase it, I drop a link so you can purchase it through the link. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. And if you like performing arts, we are now going into costume and we are going to perform this scene. So go to my other channel to see a bit of acting. All right, thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon.